Hello, Miss Moneypenny here. Have a little project to do after a little accident on our beautiful table. I'll show you that in a minute. We really would like to get rid of the table, although that's not really a short-term solution. So this little reparation we hope will get our table looking slightly better than it does now. Just take a little look at this. As you can see, it's a beautiful circle. I did a rather marvellous job. It was with the Ramuska, a little electric oven, and I forgot to put the guard on the base, so we have a really nice little bubble, and there's nothing that is going to take that off. Look at those little bubbles there. So with the help of my lovely assistant, we are going to have a little go at repainting. So we got some tools. First of all, we need a little bit of degreaser to clean the table down, give it a good wipe, and then recommendations from the company we've used called French Chic Paint have said we need to get a little what do you call that, Mr. Davis? Sandpaper block, that's it, just from B&Q, medium coarseness, and rub the entire table down. And we've got a little paintbrush, and we've also got a little tin of the French Chic paint, which hopefully will match in quite nicely with our fabric and the rest of the decor. So we'll do a video as we go, show you how we get on. It's really important first to prepare the surface, because we really want this paint to stick, so we're just giving a good old clean, degreasing it with a little bit of white spirit. I don't think our table will have been so clean. Look at that.
Eat your dinner off this now. Oh, we do.
Step 2, rubbing down with just a coarse, medium coarse block. We're going to start with the burn itself, just to see if we can get the bubbles out, and then we're going to do the entire table, because we need to get what's a technical term when you get a key, that's the word I was looking for. You want to get a key on the table so that the paint has got something to stick to.
Bit of stickage, isn't it? Bit of stickage.
Bit of stickage. So we're giving it a wipe down just with some baby wipes. Just
another degrease.
Yeah, with the white spirit. Did David happy?
Yeah, I think so. I ain't never not done this before.
No.
Especially on melamine. Do 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 do.
Melamine.
Do 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 do.
Okay, so we've stuck a little bit of sellotape. That's it, just a tiny bit, because the sellotape seems to want to fold over, so we've just left just the tiniest of edges, just so that we can protect our beveled edge. Now we can paint.
What can possibly go wrong?
Did a bit of research about the best paint to use, and I came up with this French Chic paint, which is great for furniture, and you can do doors, windows, and these sort of melamine surfaces. I spoke to a lady in a shop in Wellington down in Somerset, and she's actually done this with her motorhome, so we feel pretty confident. So I've got myself a 14mm, get nice clean glasses and see what I'm doing, 14mm brush. She's given me just a little bit of paint. A big tub was about, I think, $19.99. We've got this for 8, so it was a pretty good deal. So here we go. Okay, so give the paint just a little bit of a stir. It's a little bit of layer on the top. And off we go with coat number 2. Okay, so we have coat number 2, looking much better, although I suspect it may actually need a third. It may need a third as well, although we'll see. Certainly it is going to need a coat of like a lacquer to go over the top. So I'm going to buy that tomorrow just to finish the table off. Hello, I think we're on day 3 or 4 of this little project now. We have put 3 coats of paint nicely onto the table. The stain has been removed and it's looking really good. Final phase is to just give it a bit of wet and dry, just to get rid of some of the brush lines. And I've decided to try out a stencil because it looks a little bit bland. Okay, so just a little bit of wet and dry, the finest you can get. I went to B&Q yesterday and they've only got big packs of 10 sheets, and that's just too much. So I'm going to use the block that we used originally to rub the table down to get a key, and a little bit of wet and dry that we happen to have in the back of the garage. Thank you, Mr. D. And we're just going to very gently just give the table a bit of a rub down to get rid of some of those lines. The stencil itself is 30 centimeters squared, so I've just measured the table top to toe, side to side, just to make sure that I can get it nice and square on the table. And I've just marked the edges with a pencil so I don't lose my place. Now we do need some low tack tape, like masking tape, which we don't have, and I didn't want to buy just for this one project and not use it again. So I'm going to try and think creatively about how I keep the stencil flat and still. And then I can get on with giving the first coat. So I have my stencil nicely weighted down. I've got my little stencil brushes, my little pot of paint. I just bought a tester for 95p, really hoping that there's enough. There's not much in there, although with any luck we should get enough for this little design. So let's get on. So I've just given the stencil a second coat. So I'm just going to ask my lovely assistant if he'll remove all the bits for the big reveal. Has it worked? Or do I have to paint over it? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Anytime you like.
Well,
That's it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's shit. Absolutely shit. Okay, so we might have to rethink this one then. Panic over, and I was washing it all down because the final effect was awful. It's actually okay. Now I've wiped it down, it looks a bit rustic, and yeah, we're going to go with it. So last 2 bits of stenciling I did. Both ends look really nice just to finish the table off. Really like that now, and I've taken all of the sellotape off, as you can see, cleaned up those edges, which was really difficult, and I really would recommend buying some masking tape to make this project easier. So we're on to the final stage, which is to use this French chic finishing coat. I may give it a couple of coats over, it depends how it comes up. I've cleaned the table down once again, and I will be using this little sponge just to give it a good coat. It's dry within 30 minutes, so I should be able to get a couple of coats on this today, and the project will then be done and dusted. And this French coat, finishing coat, sorry, I think was around about £16. The sponge a good old soak in this. I've chosen to use the sponge rather than the brush, just because I think it might give me a slightly better coverage. Get rid of some of the brush strokes. So I really hope that this video has been helpful if you've got a project like this and you've had a little oops moment with your Ramoska or anything else, come to think of it. Signing out for now. Bye!